Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and if you know me at all, you know I love Monty Python. A few years ago on this channel, I did a review for the Norwegian Blu-ray box set of the Complete Flying Circus TV series, and now we're actually finally getting some Python on 4K. The first 4K release from Monty Python is that of their fifth and final feature film from 1983, The Meaning of Life. So I'm going to do an unboxing of this release, I'll share my opinions, and I'll let you know what I think of this release overall. Nice cover art there. Gotta love that Terry Gilliam style artwork. Here's our spine text, back cover listing the features and so forth. Here's the inside. Pretty much looks the same as what you see on the outside. This does include a digital code. I may give that away at a later date. And on the back of the digital code, there's an ad for some other Universal films. And here we have our 4K disc and an accompanying Blu-ray disc. The Blu-ray is identical to the one that was released in 2013. The disc even looks exactly the same. And the 4K, of course, has that Terry Gilliam artwork on it. The Meaning of Life actually starts with a 15-minute or so short film called The Crimson Permanent Assurance, which features corporate oppressors enslaving their workers, and they fight back in true swashbuckling pirate style. And from there, we get on with the actual Monty Python feature film. The Meaning of Life is just that. It's a film that goes across various sketches throughout time, history, and other situations, with the Pythons exploring the meaning of life. I mean, these sketches go everywhere from the Zulu Wars to overpopulated UK with people having far more children than they can support, to the Zulu Wars, to a fancy French restaurant, to a dinner meeting that has the Grim Reaper come to visit, and even a visit to heaven. So what is the meaning of life, and will the Pythons shed some light on that in this film? There are 5 feature films from Monty Python, 3 of which consist of original material. This was the 5th and final film, and unlike the previous 2 films of original material, The Holy Grail and Life of Brian, this one actually kind of takes the group back to their sketch comedy roots with individual sketches. I mean, there is sort of an overarching narrative about the meaning of life here, but it really isn't done for much or has much meaning. It's pretty much an excuse for the Pythons just to do a lot of sketches with some pretty abrupt transitions, and it is an R-rated film that holds absolutely nothing back, so there are plenty of laughs to be had here. The humor here is a little more inconsistent than the previous films. I don't find myself coming back to this one as much as those, but I won't deny that there are some very funny scenes. Of course, there are also some very disgusting scenes along the way as well. The Mr. Creosote sequence, I can't even look at the TV the whole time. That's so awful. But there are, again, more hits than misses. It is a film that's got some decent musical numbers, some hilarious sketches, awkward situations, and of course, since it's Monty Python, it's politically incorrect to the extreme. And you've got Terry Gilliam's animations throughout as well. The Crimson Permanent Assurance sequence also, it has a lot of potential, and it almost feels like Terry Gilliam's test run for what would later become the movie Brazil, one of his personal triumphs. But I have to say, I just think this segment drags on much longer than it needs to. It makes its point in about 5 minutes, but considering it runs about 15 minutes, it's far longer than any short has the right to be. Of course, it is briefly referenced in the main feature, and there is a little bit of a payoff there, which is kind of funny, but again, I wish that had been maybe half the length that it was. It's a solid film, and I think any fan of Monty Python will be happy watching it. I'm happy to say that the 4K disc of the film actually looks very good. This is kind of a strange choice for the first film to bring to 4K from Monty Python, considering the earlier films, Life of Brian and The Holy Grail, were much more epic films, and I think would have looked better on the format than this. But those are owned by Sony, and this one's owned by Universal, so I guess Universal decided to jump on the bandwagon first. It is the expected upgraded uptick in detail and everything. It's a pretty standard 4K transfer, but I don't mean that in a bad way at all. It's in all ways a step up from the Blu-ray Disc counterpart. Looking very nice. There are some optical effects that, because of how they were created, those scenes are never going to look as good as, of course, more traditionally filmed scenes. But overall, it looks very nice, and I really don't think fans are going to be disappointed with the end results on this 4K Ultra High Def disc. The special features are all ported over from the Blu-ray, but I am happy to say they actually put the special features on the 4K disc. You don't have to pull it out and pop in the Blu-ray to watch those. So there's some good stuff, including deleted scenes, a prologue. There's a song and dance mode. You have things like, a sing-along version of the movie, a making-of documentary, something called Education Tips, a 30th anniversary reunion. So even though it's all older features, there's still plenty to go around here. And anyone who likes Monty Python is going to keep themselves busy for a while with that stuff. Let's just hope Sony jumps on the bandwagon too and gives us The Holy Grail and Life of Brian in 4K, because I need some more 4K Monty Python in my life. Are you a fan of Monty Python, and where do you stand when it comes to the meaning of life? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, because I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.